world just keeps expanding after every quest we do. Completed 2001 and 2002. 22 full years of questing became death enough for me. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman questing through 2003. Welcome back to January 27th, 2003. Here's 51 agility. Just doing some agility. Because reasons. Quest requirement, Edgeville Dungeon to Varick Sewers Pipe. That's a pretty good one. Still here at the Barbarian course, because this is the second and highest level agility course that currently exists. So, the best option that we have. Only going to be here a little bit longer. 52 agility. Amazing. And that is things. Just gonna finish the lap here. Get the bonus. That is the shortcut to Towerley Dungeon, which doesn't exist yet, and the Wilderness Agility course, which also doesn't exist yet. Except on January 28th, 2003, Gnome Ball was added. Yeah, this did not exist on the release of the Tree Gnome Stronghold here. So, that's the thing. And also the Wilderness Agility course. That's what the segue was leading into, and that is what happened. So let's go check that out. Actually, pretty easy to go check out the Wilderness Agility course. Just a little bit of Spirit Tree teleportation. Is it gonna let us just go between the trees now? Looks like it is. Huh. Maybe that was a reward from Grand Tree. I have to look into that slightly. Ultimately, it doesn't make a huge difference. Just going to the Tree Gnome Village or not. Whatever. What we need to worry about is going to the wilderness. I have scouted this out, and it should be okay. Pull the lever here in Ardoin, and we are sent flying out into the deep, deep depths of the wilderness, where things are slightly different than they would have been between enemy placements and just the general look of everything. There's snow up here now, because it's far north or something like that. Ties it better over to the other northern mountain areas. One big thing that still isn't here is this entire place. So that's not a thing. Which also means there's no bank out here. Easily accessible. Or at all, really. Instead, we just keep going over to the west. We can check out the dungeon down here that should have hill giants and fire giants, some spiders. Instead it has gemstone dragons. So, not gonna mess with those. That's obviously a poor choice. Instead, we're gonna keep on keeping on, being very careful to not click on these mammoths. They are very strong. Luckily, they're not aggressive. And they've replaced a whole bunch of wolves that used to be here. So, that's something, I guess. Opening the gate here, we walk up, cross a plank, and fall. Fantastic. Didn't take damage. That's something. Could be worse. Things could be worse. We're gonna be potentially falling off things later. It's gonna be a thing. Well, hopefully it's not a thing, honestly. Here in the Wilderness Agility course, we got even more dangerous scenarios than there is up at the Barbarian Outpost. First up, a pipe squeeze down to here, and a rope swing across a pit. The pit you can fall in down to Spiky Town, full of skeletons and good times. And then stepping stones across lava, because that's a safe idea. You can, in fact, fall into the lava. It does less damage than you would think it would, so that's okay. Then we got a log balance. Same story as the rope swing. Fall down to a spike pit. And then you finish it up, climbing up a cliffside. Experience here, a little bit different than it would have been. In RuneScape Classic, it is 375 experience per lap. And for us here, it is 571.4. So, like 200 more experience per lap. That's pretty solid. And then there's a whole system for making it even more experience, but that doesn't exist yet. And it's also way more dangerous, so not gonna do that. Not gonna do that. That was a very quick exit there. Very convenient. Very cool. Anyways. And lastly, on this day, we also got another news post asking people to stop abusing the report abuse button. It's for actual abuse. There's a chat filter. You don't need to be worrying about it. Don't report each other back and forth constantly. If you abuse the report abuse feature, you will also be banned. It's only for serious things. Please. Please, people. Come on. My goodness. My goodness. So, we now, technically, could train our agility even more out here in the wilderness. And that'd be fine. But honestly, 52 is pretty solid. I think we went above and beyond what we even technically needed for quests currently. But having access to the next tier of training method, definitely a solid idea. I think it's going to be pretty much the best experience for quite some time. So we got that going for us, which is nice. And now that's enough agility. So I'm going to go train something else. Yay. 47 fire making. That is a quest requirement. Arctic pine logs and Acacia logs. Or Arctic pine pyre logs, specifically. Totally gonna make a bunch of those. Yep. Doing some fishing and cooking over here in the Tree Gnome Stronghold. I think this area is just generally better than Barbarian Village. Because even when some of the fishing spots move, it's still closer and in the same area. Instead of having to run to different bits over there. So, this is fine. This is good even. Fantastic. 76 fishing. That is sharks with harpoon fishing. And a possibility of 2 sharks with 76 agility. And that is all well and good, but we cannot cook sharks. So anyways, there's 80 cooking. And now we can cook sharks. Also, milestone, achievement, all that. First level 80 skill. We can also cook blue crabs in Damonheim. Stop burning swordfish if we had the cooking gauntlets. Stop burning arcane, apaterasaur, simtops, and brigada meat. And then there's all sorts of fungus, algae, and spore soups. Wild. Unfortunately, that's not... Well, the shark is the one thing that exists. And unfortunately, that's not as helpful as it might have been in the past. Due to food scaling system, regularly we would just go get lobsters. Those are very easy. Heal 120 for us. If you want to be super fancy, we would go get swordfish. Those would heal 140. And if we went and got some sharks right now, they would heal 157.5. Because it scales up to level 80 hit points. So, it's still better. I would probably do it for the highest level quests we're doing here. But as it stands right now, it'd be very, very slow with base fishing level, base cooking level, and also burn a lot, so not the most helpful. But as we continue to level up, it will get better and better, and sharks are a reasonable fish. So, that is fishing and cooking. 77 fishing. That is nothing at all. Alright. 81 cooking. That is the next tier of dinosaur meats. Spicati apterosaurs, Acetops, and Corpicula rex. Okay. You really don't cook dinosaur meat, but sure, whatever. I am going to use all these feathers, but now fishing and cooking is done for right now. Last thing that I need to do before I'm ready for the quest coming up here is training some thieving. We need to get a few levels here. And this is pretty much the best time to get this done. Last we left off with thieving, we were still stealing from baker stalls, because that was still, honestly, the best experience. So, we're going to keep doing that for a little bit, and also test out to see if maybe warriors is okay now. We will compare the two options here, and see which one we're going to be using. And then also, there is a ton of news posts and interesting things happening before we actually get to the quest here. So we're going to be mixing that in with the thieving training. So that's delightful. Here we go. 44 thieving. Can confirm, warrior women are still a bit slower. But also make some money, so either way. But the goal right now is to get thieving experience, so back to the baker stall. Yeah, it's like 50% slower. So for the amount of coins we get there, it's really not worth it. Anyways, that is the level for Dorgashan wire machines. Oh boy. That doesn't exist yet. That's alright. Back into position here. I should probably turn back on clicking here. Change the attack options to not attack the warriors. So pickpocket was the first option. But there we go. And also, like we said, we're going to go through some updates. On January 29th, 2003, there were 2 news posts. 2 players met in game, then met up in real life and got married. And also, 2 more players met in game, met up in real life, and then got married. So, following on from the Jagex employee that was getting married, this is, apparently, a dating game. Who knew? And then, on January 30th, 2003, the San Francisco servers got upgraded. Now have 3 times the bandwidth And we also got the first God letter from Zamorak. These have been coming out over time here. The God letters. Predates the postbag from the hedge, all that. Some interesting stuff in there. Some interesting stuff. 45 thieving. And that is a requirement for a saga. Pickpocket Fremnik citizens, bearded Pavanician bandits. Potential quadruple loot from female ham with 35 agility, which we have. Also, triple loot from warriors with 35 agility. So, that potential would make warriors even more money, which is just a little bit. That's good. And Sorceress's Garden, Autumn. And in the news posts, on January 31st, 2003, Jagex got a second room in the office building. So, previously, everything was just in a single room. And now there are 2 rooms. Oh boy. 1 room for development, 1 room for customer support. And then on February 3rd, 2003, the UK servers went down due to a power cut. Only temporary. That got fixed when the power came back. And another news post about being safe, playing the game and doing stuff. Don't give out your personal details, which is kind of a follow-up to all the marriages. Like, there's some weird people on the internet. Maybe don't try to meet up with them. If you do, try to do it in a public place. Maybe bring a parent or guardian. Tell your friends where you're going. Just be safe, everyone. My goodness. 46 thieving. That is a quest requirement. Potential double loot from cave goblins with 36 agility. Steal from lamp stalls. And pickpocket Menaphos marketeers. Also, got a medium clue scroll from killing a guard, but those don't exist yet. They just keep on coming over here. I keep on killing them in one hit. I guess we're technically getting some Constitution defense experience here, so that's also something. And then all the updates and things. On February 4th, 2003, got a news post asking for people to submit some 250 to 400-ish word stories for the Library of Varrock. It's going to be part of the website. So, if you're back in 2002, go write a fun little story. Eventually there was 11 of those. You can find them if you want. On February 6th, 2003, started talking about the educational value of RuneScape. Stuff like knowing about things, like how to make bronze, steel has iron in it, yew trees are a thing. It's there. It's there. February 7th, 2003. And another good thing you could learn is English, if you don't speak English. And also, you can learn how to spell things the British way, which could be problematic in some instances. And then also hints at popular possibilities for other languages for the game. Get some translations going. Very cool. Well, this obviously isn't allowed. We got a mimic kill token, but we also filled the inventory at the same tick, so it was placed in the bank. No. Get out of here. 0 things. Also, no mimic kill token. Rude. Rude. 47 thieving. And that is chests in Heminster and Relica. I think this one in Heminster might exist. Is that steel arrowheads? Oh boy. Not too excited about that. I don't know. February 10th, 2003. Yet another desperate plea to please stop giving people your password, including a transcript of one such event where the scammer said, "Do you choose to give me your password and let me log on?" Then they said, "What is happening?" It's like, "If you give me your password, you will not get banned." So, presumably it was pretending to be a JMod, threatening them to give him his password. And then they did. They did give them their password. So, just stop, people. Come on. There's only so much we can do here. My goodness. On February 12th, 2003, we got 2 new JMods in the QA department. One of which was Mod Mark, who has, over the years, gone from QA to designer, head of content, lead designer, design director, and is now creative director of an unannounced MMO project. So, that's exciting. The introduction post for him included such tidbits as he likes big swords and girls, dislikes Marmite, selfishness, and people that leave the cellophane cover on tubs of margarine or cheese spread. So, fantastic. Just an insight into that. 48 thieving. That is potential double loot from Master Farmers with 38 agility. February 13th, 2003. Again, talking about the big 3D update. Originally, it was just going to be graphics, but they've decided to make it be a full rewrite of the entire game in order to allow new systems like special attacks and multi-combat zones, all sorts of cool things that can be very cool to have. So yeah, now it's going to take even longer because rewriting the entire game, but you get more out of it, so that's nice. February 17th, 2003. Another reminder to stop giving out your password. Don't lend people items in games of trust. Nobody's going to give you free membership. Just please stop getting scammed. 49 thieving. That is crossbow stalls. February 21st, 2003. The Library of Varrock. First part comes online. On the website. Don't think the letters are up yet, because people are still writing those. But what it did include was a game guide with a partial bestiary showing some of the new 3D models for stuff. Some very fun bestiaries over the years. Definitely something to see. On February 24th, 2003, the next quest in the Plague City story is announced. King Lothus has sent the scouts to go digging through the mountains to the west, trying to uncover a passageway for brave adventurers to take on. So that's coming soon. On February 26th, 2003, the game guide manual had its layout improved, and they included a new scamming protection guide of all the things that they're constantly making news posts about. Stop giving away your password and other such fun tips. Will anybody read these guides
and stop getting scammed? Doubtful. And there is 50 thieving. Achievement, milestone, yak track, task complete, and a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, this guard was trying to stop us. He failed. 3 quest requirements. Potential quadruple loot from male hand members with 40 agility. Double loot from guards with 40 agility. The Silver Stall. And Menaphos Shifting Tombs. Yeah, the Silver Stall's right here. That might even exist. Amazing. We can mine silver, so not the biggest deal. Well, that's okay. And with that, we can get into the actual updates here. February 27th, 2003 was the 1-year anniversary of the members release. Went from 3 staff at the start to 17. And big things to come. Well, with the whole rewriting the entire game and all that. And finally, on March 3rd, 2003, the next quest. Underground Pass. Requirements: Biohazard, as it is a continuation of the quest line here, and 25 ranged. We have 42 from Temple of Ikov, so that has been taken care of. The required items aren't too many. We're going to need a few more than that because everything, tool belt and all that. But this is going to be quite the adventure. So I'm going to go prepare for Underground Pass. A trip to Varrock to get a bow, spade, and some water runes. Got some ropes from the adventurer store here, and we are good to go. The actual items required are slightly different than they would have been originally. There's a few interesting bits that are slightly different down in the Underground Pass. We will get to that. First, we need to actually start the quest. Talking to King Lathis here. Hello, King Lathis. Adventurer, thanks Saradomin for your arrival. Have your scouts found a way through the mountains? Not quite. We found a path to where we expected to find the Well of Voyage, an ancient portal to the western mainland. However, during recent times, a cluster of cultists have settled there, run by a madman named Ivan. Except Underground Pass. Ivan? A crazy loon who claims to be the son of Zamorak. Go meet with my main tracker, Koftik. He will help you. He waits for you at the west side of West Ardoin. We must find a way through these caverns, if we are to stop my brother Tyrus. I'll do my best, Lathis. A warning, traveler. The Underground Pass is lethal. We lost many men exploring those caverns. Go prepared with food and armor, or you won't last long. And that is exactly what we have. We got food, we got armor. Going with lobsters. Should be fine. Worst comes to worst, we can always just teleport out. And I guess we could bring sharks if we really felt it's necessary. But there is opportunities to restock along the way. So we should be fine. Heading into West Ardoin, we can open these large wooden doors now. No problems whatsoever. Just running on through here. It's pretty great. It's pretty great. And now, West Ardoin goes even more west. Wow. Look at all this westness. All sorts of bad times for everyone involved, clearly. Anyways, just keep on going west until we find, one,
the entrance to the cave, which is looking spooky, and Koftik. Hello there. Are you the king's scout? That I am, brave adventurer. King Lathis informed me that you need to cross these mountains. I'm afraid you'll have to go through the ancient underground pass. That's okay. I've traveled through many a cave in my time. These caves are different. They're filled with the spirit of Zamorak. You can feel it as you wind your way around the stalagmites, an icy chill that penetrates the very fabric of your being. Not so many travelers come down here these days, but there are some who are still foolhardy enough. I'll take my chances. Okay, traveler. I'll catch up with you by the bridge. And in we go. You cautiously enter the cave. Welcome to the underground pass. First thing we're dealing with is a swamp here. May not be safe. We're just gonna go around. Also, on our journey, we can find some stone tablets, if we're paying attention. The writing seems to have been scratched into rocks with bare hands. It reads, "All those who thirst for knowledge, bow down to the Lord. All you that crave eternal life, come and meet your God. For no man nor beast can cast a spell against the wake of eternal hell." We got some poets down here, apparently. Avoiding the swamp here by climbing over some rocks. In general, going around the obstacles when possible. A solid plan. A solid plan. Now we gotta make some room. Talk to Koftik. Koftik, how can we cross the bridge? I'm not sure. Seems as if others were here before us, though. I found this cloth amongst the charred remains of some arrows. Charred arrows? They must have been trying to burn something, or someone. Interesting. We better keep our eyes open. I've also found the remains of a book. What does it say? Seems to be written by the adventurer Brandis. It reads, "It began as a whisper in my ears. Dismissing the sounds as the whistling of the wind, I steeled myself against these forces and continued on my way. But the whispers became moans, at once fearsome and enticing, like the call of some beautiful siren. Join us. Our greatness lies within you, but only Zamorak can unlock your potential." Really is just full of Zamorak out here. My goodness. Damp cloth, charred arrows. We're going to be making some stuff. Got a bronze fire arrow. Light it. There you go. We wield our bow. Could technically drop these bronze arrows, but we might still need one. So, there we go. Losing some lobsters already. Inventory space. It's a whole thing out here. We got our fire arrow. Using it to burn something. Specifically, that guard post there. Fire arrow, the rope supporting the bridge. The arrow sets the rope on fire. You rush across the bridge. And now we're over here. Got this. Got blessed spiders hanging out, having a good time. And a plank we can take. I'll take that. Next up, there would have been an area where we need to mine some rocks to cross a swamp. It's possibly even that swamp, but moved after the bridge. Maybe this swamp. Either way, we did not need to bring a pickaxe to mine a rock to make a path over a swamp, because that's not a thing anymore. We got a lot of openness to the cave now. The rework down here. So if we were a little more agile, maybe we could just jump across the entire place. Did find another stone tablet, though. What have the poets scratched into the stone this time? Most men do live in fear of death, that it might steal their soul. Some work and pray to shield their life from the ravages of the cold. but only those who embrace the end can truly make their life extend. And when all hope begins to fade, look above and use nature as your aid. So this is a bit of a hint of what to do next, which is completely inaccurate now. Over here we have nature above to lend us aid as a rock with a rope swing, but there should be another overhanging rock to put a rope on for a rope swing here. All these bats are trying to kill us. But it's been changed into some spiky bits here. So, very precisely use the rope on the old spike over there. Not right. Use it on close one. The hitboxes are terrible here for some reason. Use rope on rope. Nope. Ah, yes, the old spike is over here, clearly. There we go. Cross. And that uses up one of our ropes. You can fall down there. Luckily we didn't. So let's just keep moving on. Past these bats. They attack us. It's fine. Climbing over a rock, stepping on the other side. And now we're hearing voices in our head. I'll swallow your soul. Join us. I will release you. It's a whole thing. We can also slip on the rocks. There we go. Here we are. Hey, Koftik. Hello, Koftik. Do you hear them? The voices tell me things. Are you okay? The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Tyranny of the righteous? What? So many paths to choose. Here we must all take our own path. And here we must all make our own path indeed. We've got this. This is an entire grid of floor traps. We try to walk on it. You fall in the trap and hurt yourself. Falling into a pit of spikes. My goodness. So now we just need to try every single option here until we find the way across. Like with a lot of things, the damage is nowhere near what it used to be. We can actually accomplish this without too much problem. I managed to click on the wall correctly here, my goodness. Alright, so that one. It has to be this one. Let's see if we can just go straight across. No. That'd be too easy. That'd be too easy. No. And this one. Try this one. Try this one. Oh. And this one? Yes. Not bad. And pull the lever. The portcullis opens. And we walk on through. And then it closes behind us. Because of course it does. Is there a lever on this side? Yeah, it's probably fine. Now we have zombies. Oh boy. And a furnace. I see you, adventurer. You can't hide. Concerning. That fire remain over there. Let's keep pushing forward. And now, our thieving comes into play. I think agility has probably helped a little bit on the actual obstacles. But thieving is going to help us search these odd markings. Small holes in the wall. It's a trap. We'll try to disarm it. Try to disarm the trap and succeed and quickly walk past. And we got more. Disarm those. We failed and activated the trap. Ow. Try again. Succeed. There we go. And we got another stone tablet. And now our God has given us one who is from our own, a savior who once sat upon his father's glorious throne. It is in your name that we will lead the attack. Ivan, son of Zamorak. More information about Ivan. Great, fantastic. Keep on trying to get past here. It used to be the case that you could just run past these and just not worry about the traps at all. But we want to be more careful about things. Oh, there we go. Into the next room, where we have an old journal to read. Delightful. I came to cleanse these mountain passes of the dark forces that dwell here. I knew my journey would be treacherous, so I deposited spheres of light in some of the tunnels. These spheres are a beacon of safety for all who come. The spheres were created by Cerdominist mages. When held, they boost our faith and courage. I still feel I have been relentlessly tugging at my weak soul, bringing out any innate goodness to one's heart, illuminating the dark caverns with the light of Cerdomin, bringing fear and pain to all who embrace the dark side. My men are still repelled by Ivan's will. Seems as if their pure hearts bar them from entering Ivan's realm. My turn has come. I dare not admit it to my loyal men, but I fear for the welfare of my soul. So they had an adventure in here. Always fun. Didn't sound like it was very fun. Got some evil going on down in these caverns. The power of the gods could be yours. Yes. Here we have an obvious trap. Search the flat rock. Rock moves slightly. Try to disarm it. And we grab an orb. I think this one, slightly different. You would tie a rope to a rock, and then the floor would collapse, which would be fine. So, that's something happened. Next up, we got some flat rocks. It appears to move slightly as you touch it. It's a trap. You don't see any way to disarm it. Maybe you can find a way to cross over it. So, somehow, putting a plank across the flat rock and walking quickly over solves our problems. So we're just gonna keep doing that. More blessed spiders here. They're not bothering us, which is nice. We're not twice their level, so I guess they're just not aggressive anymore. That's fine. Across, across, across. All of these. And there's an orb of light. We need to get all the orbs of light, obviously. I need to cross back. It's a process. If we don't do it like this, we would get either damaged significantly or just unable to cross entirely, so it's worth it. This is definitely the longer planks across flat rocks section. That's fine. We do need to make some more space again. Technically, we could drop, like, the bow, maybe. But then we'd have to get it again if we need to come back through, so probably not. This one's guarded by ogres, but without the RuneScape Classic wait 3 turns combat system, they're not too threatening. And then the fourth one, way up here. Past more flat rocks. We continue to walk quickly past. Very good. As a bonus, we are now full health again. So, I guess that's something. I guess technically we could try to, like, juggle some lobsters on the ground in the middle of the room here. But we also need to move these orbs back a little bit too, so I think it's fine. It's probably fine. Making careful to search the walls. Hopefully not fail too often. We have 50 thieving. That's pretty solid. You can technically come in here with like 1 agility and 1 thieving. Probably gonna have a bad time. Probably gonna have a bad time. So these orbs of light were stopping us from getting down further. So we throw the glowing orb in the furnace. It's like quickly dims and then dies. You feel a cold shudder run down your spine. Kill, maim, murder. Voices in our head. Fantastic. Yay. Cold shudders running down our spine. Fantastic. That's how you know things are going well. You can physically feel the creepiness. And also hear voices in your head. So that's good. Everything's probably fine. Everything's probably fine. Let's keep going. We've been tasked with finding a way through this cursed underground pass. And so we shall. And so we shall. Now we're going to climb down this well. Alright, here we go. Further and further down. Climb into the well. Feel the grip of icy hands all around you. Slowly dragging you further down into the caverns. Oh boy. On plus side, food in a crate. Got some pies and salmon. Delightful. Alright. And there's another rope if we needed more of those. Still have one, so we should be fine. And next we come up to a slave pen. Yay. There's a wall past here. So we need to find another way around. You attempt to pick the lock, manage to pick the lock, walk through and the cage slams shut behind you. Oh well. Then we have some mud here. RuneScape Classic, you didn't need a spade to clear the mud. And now it's technically on the tool belt, so you still don't need a spade, but we brought one anyway because accuracy, kinda. We could say we didn't need to bring a spade, since we didn't need a spade originally, and the spade is provided for us now, but Cross this ridge, get attacked by more bats again. And now the part where we really wanted to get the 50 thieving. Instead of going through all of that, with many agility obstacles, falling into a spiked pit, going back around, instead, we can just picklock this cage here, and go right through here. This looks a lot like the swamp that we can't cross, but we can just run straight through and it's fine. Weirdly. And now, we've skipped that part entirely. Fantastic. Fantastic. Always good when you don't need to go through that. Squeeze through an obstacle pipe, and press on. Here, we've got skeletons, and a unicorn, and a spoiler. Due to how things were made at this point, there's no instances or different versions of the same place in the same place. So there's 2 copies of this room, giving us information that we need. I'm going to eat this salmon, search the cage. You find a loose railing lying on the floor. Amazing. And then, we just use the railing on the boulder. When you got a cage with a unicorn in it, and a boulder lying right above it, I mean, how do you not? Use the poles of leverage, tip the boulder onto its side, tumbles down the slope. I heard something breaking. That's like a room over there or something. That might be the spike pit you fall in. Wild. Discard the railing, search the cage. All that remains is a damaged horn, which we take. The unicorn was killed by the boulder. Yes, yes it was. My goodness. You can't just give us a unicorn in a cage with a boulder right above it and not expect something horrible to happen. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. We're venturing forth. Get some zombies in a pit here. And then we've got some paladins. Hello. Hello, Paladin. Traveler, what are you doing in this most unholy place? I'm looking for a safe route through the caverns, under order of King Lothus. You've done well to get this far, traveler. Here, eat. Great, thanks a lot. And they gave us a whole bunch of stuff. Got prayer potions, meat pies, stew, bread, attack potion. Cool, 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 cool. We don't have room for any of that, obviously. So, instead, murder. But, luckily, we'll be able to heal up fully here with all the supplies that we've been given. So, that's nice. And we get Paladin's badges. They're level 81, or level 75, so it's mostly fine. I think we would do best to keep our best healing food. Eat like the pies or something. Eat the pie, eat the pie. Another pie. Delicious. And here we also need to get 3 inventory spaces for the Paladin's badges. You can just give me an attack option and not expect us to use it. Go. Meat pie, meat pie. What else we got here? We got stew. We got bread. 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 Attack potion, I guess. Don't really need that. Prayer potion, eh. That may technically be the first prayer potion we've had access to. It's a bit less useful currently, but not too worried about it. We'll just press on. Flat rock. Use a plank. Cross it. Amazing. And further in to a well and a door. We try to open the door here. The door is locked. Search the well. Search the stone structure. On the side you find an old inscription. It reads, "While I sense the soft beating of a good heart, I will not open. Feed me 3 crests of the blessed, and the creature's remains. Throw them to me as an offering, a gift of hatred, a token. Then finally rejoice as all goodness dies in my flames." Now, this is the clue that you need: the Paladin's badges and the unicorn remains. Throw the coat of arms into the flames. You hear a howl in the distance. We got chills on our spine, howls in the distance. Good stuff. And we hear a click from nearby. Sounds like it came from the skull above the door. Open. And this leads us to the main room. Oh my gosh. Look at this place. What an absolute mess. What an absolute mess. So, here we are. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. In the middle here, we got a main big temple. Over the side, we got tons and tons of platforms, a house. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. So, let us start working in here. Figure out what is going on. Tons and tons of giant pit. You can never have too much giant pit. That's what I always say. Anyways. Koftik is here. Traveler, is that you? My friend on a mission. Koftik, you're still here. You should leave. Leave? Leave? This is my home now. Home with my lord. He talks to me. He's my friend. Koftik seems to be in a weak state of mind. Koftik, you really should leave these caverns. Not now. We're all the same down here. There's just you and those dwarves left to be converted. Dwarves? Foolish dwarves, still believing they can resist. No one resists Ivan. Go, traveler. The dwarfs to the south, they're not safe in the south. We'll show them. Go slay them, my lord. He'll be so proud. That's all I want. I'll pray for you. He's not doing great. He's not doing great. Here is said dwarves in the south. Also up here we've got some fascinating individuals. The Soulless. A servant to Ivan. Not a servant to having updated graphics, clearly. Wild. Death is only the beginning. Get out of my head, crazy voices in my head. Don't have time for that right now. Hey there. Back away, back away. Wait, you're human. Well, that's right. I'm on a quest for King Lathis. We need to find a way through these caverns. Ha ha! Listen up. We came here as miners decades ago, completely unaware of the evil that lurked here. There's no way through. Now while Ivan still rules, he controls the gateway, the only way to the other side. What gateway? It once stood as the Well of Voyage, a gateway to the west. Now Ivan's molded it into a pit of the damned, a portal to Zamorak's darkest realms. He sends his followers there, never to return. Only once Ivan is destroyed can the well be restored. But how? If I knew, I would have slain him already. Seek out the witch, his guide, his only confidant. Only she knows how to rid us of Ivan. She lives on the platforms above. We dare not go there. Here, take some food to aid your journey. Nice. We just keep getting food. Thanks, Niloof. Take care. You too. More meat pies, a meat pizza. Delightful. And in here, we've got a bucket. That'll be good. And here's Clink. Hey, Clink. Hello, my good man. Good day to you, outsider. I'm Clink. I'm the only blacksmith still alive down here. In fact, we're the only ones that haven't yet turned. If you're not careful, you'll become one of them, too. Who? Ivan's followers? They're not followers. They're slaves. They're the Soulless. The Soulless. Concerning. What happened to them? They were normal ones. Adventurers, treasure hunters. But men are weak. They couldn't ignore the voices. Now they all seem to think with one conscience. As if they're being controlled by one being. Ivan? Maybe. Maybe Zamorak himself. Those who try and fight it, Ivan locks in cages, till their minds are too weak to resist. Eventually, they all fall to his control. Oh boy. Ivan will save you. He'll save us all. Spooky voices in my head, no. Here he is, coming. He looks a little drunk. Hi there, you okay? Oh, my head. I'm fried. Well, what's wrong? Too much of this home brew, my friend. You make it from plant roots, but it blows your head off. You don't want to put it near any naked flames. Want some? No. No thanks. You're lost. Well, maybe a good meal? Maybe borrow some food for a few coins. Not right now. I'm doing pretty good on food, honestly. Well, come back anytime. Alright. Soon to go investigate the witch on the upper levels. Sounds like a swell time. Ascend. Cave stairs. The witch. I'm gonna be at the witch's house here. Cardia. A dark and evil crone. Yep. That checks out. Cross the bridge here. Attempt to walk over the remaining bridge. Instead we jump. That's fine too. And we will listen at the window. Here, kitty kitty. So you see a witch. She's looking for something. Specifically, a cat. So, in an effort to be helpful and or just distract the witch, we're gonna go get her cat. Who, for whatever reason, has wandered off onto these ridiculous platforms. Here, kitty, kitty, indeed. Yoink. Now let's just try to not fall down an endless pit with this cat. Sure, that would not help. Sure, that would not help. We will see if we fail here. We got 52 agilities. That's pretty solid. So, with any luck, we'll be able to manage. Place the cat by the door, knock on the door, and hide around the corner, which takes the cat inside. So now if we search the window, the witch is busy playing with her cat. Delightful. So we can just sneak in here, unnoticed, somehow, and open this chest. Search the chest. Inside you find a book, a wooden doll, and 2 potions. We got super attack, regular restore, history of Ivan, and a doll of Ivan. Drop this pie, take this book, and get out of here. The history of Ivan. We got the introduction, history, resurrection, and the 4 elements. Alright. Gather round, all you followers of the dark arts. Read carefully the words that I hereby inscribe as I detail the heady brew that is responsible for my greatest creation in all my time on this world. I am Cardia, the most wretched witch in the land. Scorned by beauty, the world and its inhabitants. See what I created, the most fearsome and powerful force of darkness, the likes of which has never before been seen in this world in human form. History of Ivan. Ivan was a black knight who had learned to fight under the great Dicarius, Lord of the Black Knights. Together, they had taken on the might of the white, and the blood of 100 soldiers had been wiped from the sword of Ivan. Ivan was not quite so different from those who tasted his blade, noble and educated, with a taste for the finer things available in life. There was something that made him different: ambition. His hunger for more went far past the realm of mere mortals, into the shadowy places of darkness and evil. Ivan's ambition was almost godlike in its insatiability, but therein lay the essence of his darkness. At its most base, Ivan's fundamental desire was to control the hearts and minds of his fellow men, to take them beyond the pale of mere allegiance and corrupt them into a force for evil. A whole legion of these soulless beings, their minds demented from the sheer power of darkness that channeled through them. Zombies, void of emotion, without feelings or cares, servants to their wicked master even unto death. But dreams were all they ever were. As a mere mortal, heroic though he was, this ambition Ivan was unable to achieve, meeting his demise in the White Knight's now famous Dawn Ascent. Ivan died with the bitter taste of failure in his mouth. Little did he know that death was only just the beginning. Ivan's resurrection. I knew of Ivan's life, though of course I had not met him. Using the power of my dark practices, I vowed to resurrect the greatest of warriors. I would raise him again to fulfill the promise of his human life, to be a master of the undead. Now we get the elements here. First up is flesh. Yay. Taking a small doll with the likeness of Ivan, I smeared my effigy with the 4 elements that together bring existence into being. Essence of his darkness. At the battlefield where Ivan lay, I had been able to steal a piece of Ivan's cold flesh. Clasping some in my hand, I smeared it all over the figure of Ivan and chanted his name with mighty incantation. Blood. I also needed blood, the giver of life force. By now, Ivan's body was but a hardened vessel, the blood drained empty. But these caverns are home to the giant spider, a venomous creature known to feed on the warm blood of humans. I found and killed one of these foul beasts, and wiped the blood from its vile body onto the effigy of Ivan that I had fashioned. Then came the hard part, the shadow. Recreating the part of a man that cannot be seen or touched, those intangible things that are the essence of life itself. Using mystical forces and under terrible strain, I performed the ancient ritual of Incantia, an undertaking so dark and so powerful that the life was nearly stolen from my body. When I recovered, I saw 3 demons summoned, standing in a triangle. Their energy focused on the doll of Ivan. These demons were the keeper of Ivan's shadow, forever bound to him. That demon over there. And conscience. Finally, I had to make the most unique thing, the one element that separates man from all other beasts, his consciousness. Conscience? Consciousness? Something. A zombie has no mind, a creature born of bloodlust, destruction. For all Ivan's life, he chose to take the path of darkness, the road to evil. Driven by this unholy ambition, his potential grew, and now I could harness the residue of his existence, that remained trapped in the dark places to the fullest. Locked inside an old wooden cage sat a beautiful white dove, a symbol of peace, freedom, and hope, but also oblivious to the darkness of the world, like a newborn child. Taking the dove with me, I cradled the thing in my arms, stroking its soft, downy feathers. I looked into the eyes of the bird, and gently placed a kiss upon its fragile head. I then strangled the bird, taking its life between my callous fingers. Truly, this bird would be the conscience of Ivan. Innocence corrupted by evil. Taking crushed bones from the dove's body, I cast my mind's eye onto the body of Ivan. My ritual is complete. Soon he would come again, renewed with life. I, Cardia, had done the unimaginable. Ivan was resurrected, the most powerful evil to take human form. I alone knew that the same process that I had used to resurrect the soul of Ivan could be used to destroy that very same evil. But now I was tired. As I closed my eyes, I was contented by the thought of the evil to be unleashed. So, if we want to get rid of Ivan, we need to do the ritual that she did. Again. We already have the doll, and now we just need to go get the 4 bits. Yay. First up, since they're right here, we've got demons. Let's go play with the demons. Or fall. That works too. Get attacked by the soulless in the soulless pit. Ow. Rude. I'll have a snack. Tasty pie for all my efforts. And meet up with the dwarves here again. Niloof, I found the witch's house. And I found a strange doll. The witch's rag doll. This here be black magic, traveler. Ivan was magically conjured in that very item. His 4 elements of being are guarded somewhere in this cave. His shadow, his flesh, his conscience, and his blood. You can retrieve these with the flask. You'll be able to destroy Ivan and resurrect the Well of Voyage. Sounds like a plan to me. Talk to Clank here. Hi, Clank. Traveler, I hear you plan to destroy Ivan. That's right. I have a gift for you. They may help. I crafted these long ago to protect myself from the teeth of the soulless. Their bite is vicious. Haven't seen another pair which can withstand their jaws. Thanks, Clank. And that's something. Navigate the underground pass using thieving shortcuts, talking to Clank on the way through about his gloves. I don't think we've navigated the underground pass. Talking to Clank along the way. We have failed to finish navigating the pass here. No, that didn't quite go right there. Good luck, traveler. Give Ivan a slap for me. Clank. That's right, Ivan. That's right. A gift for you. They may help. Crafted these long ago to protect myself from the teeth of the soulless. See another pair that can stand their jaws. Oh, you have a pair of my gauntlets? Look after them. Did you say something else? Did we click that accidentally? Clank. Thanks, Clank. Good luck, traveler. There we go. Now we have 2 pairs of Clank's gauntlets. Sure. These are actually interesting. They were tied with the Family Crest cooking gauntlets and all that for best stats as gloves. But these are actually stat having. They give a little bit of armor, which increases our defense slightly. So, that's nice. They'll do basically nothing, though, because we're still only in rune armor with a black shield and an Addy full helm. It's a whole thing. It's okay. But now that we're down here, instead of being up top, we're going to go after different parts of Ivan here. Grabbing a bucket. I'm going to grab some of that very flammable brew that Heyman was talking about. Now we have some dwarf brew. We should, this thing should have a tinderbox here. Unfortunately, apparently that was removed as a spawn. So we're gonna just keep an inventory space open here and say we have a tinderbox. Would have been here previously. Now it's not. We've got the doll, we have the ashes. Let it using your tinderbox. Talk to Clank, he'll give you a tinderbox and Clank's gauntlets. So maybe we just didn't have space and he would have given us. Let's see if we can get him to give us a tinderbox. I mean, this is the RuneScape Classic version, so probably not. He just gives us the gloves now. Can't even do give us anything. Would like to get a tinderbox if possible. Hey there, you okay? He's still doing fine. Don't put in flames. Now we're good. Alright. So, we should have a tinderbox. Must have just removed it during the graphical rework here. The bucket's still there, so that's something. Anyways, read this stone tablet over here next to this. Leave this battered corpse be, for now he lives as spirit alone. Turn and leave, run and flee, before the soulless writhe and moan. It is the soil that shall rise, to turn away the mites and flies. Only as flesh becomes ash, and wood becomes dust, will Ivan's corpse embrace nature's eternal lust. So here we have a tomb. Don't like the looks of it. Does not look like a good time. The lid won't open. Leave me be. Ah. Spooky. Alright, we're gonna burn it now. You pour the strong alcohol all over the tomb. We use our tinderbox that we should totally have to light it. The brew ignites. Now it's literally burning. Find the charred ashes of Ivan's corpse. Drop the tinderbox. Drop the bucket. Use the ashes on the doll. You rub the ashes into the doll. Oh, there you go. You have a lobster sitting over here anymore? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Now we're gonna head north. Past the pile of soulless here. Hopefully they're fine. They are trying to attack us. We need to go after the blood-having spider. It's gonna be over here in the pile of spiders. The biggest spider, Calrag. Die, spider, die. Eh. 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 Kind of like slumps to the floor. Poison flows from the corpse over the soil. Smear the doll of Ivan in the poison blood. It smells horrific. That accomplishes that. And then once we killed the big spider, all these small ones were attacking us, which is not good. Not good for us. I'll just get out of there. But that is 2 out of 4. Fantastic. And now the rest of this involves more of the platforms and agility over the giant void here. It was always a good time. So, we just need to succeed and just jump across. How hard could it be? How hard could it be? Unfortunately, even if it's only slightly hard, we have a lot of opportunities to fail. Oh. Let's get over towards these demons. Demons? Ah, we fell again. Well, that's terrible. Oh, we're running out of run energy here, too. Alright. So, basically, that's the idea. I'm going to walk, I guess, back over to the demon. See if we can actually cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, here we go again. And we succeed this time. Fantastic. Now we're gonna kill some demons. Always a good time. Eh. 2-shot? Yes. We are strong demon killing guys. There's an amulet of Holtheon. Then we got Doomion and Athenian. Wild. Grab this amulet. Infernal Ashes aren't a thing yet, so can't take those. And unfortunately there is a bridge here to the last demon. If we brought... I mean, I guess we technically have a range attack with the short bow and bronze arrows, but that's not going to work. That's not going to work. If we had a range attack and telegrab, we could probably have gotten away with that there. Would have been a solid strategy. Get some more food. Get the last amulet. And hopefully jump back across here. Yeah, there we go. With the 3 amulets for guarding the shadowy chest over here. 3 amulets glow red in your backpack. You place them on the chest and it opens. Inside, you find a strange dark liquid. That is Ivan's shadow. Gonna pour that on here. It seeps into the cloth. Fantastic. That's 3 out of 4. So now there's just 1 more. Just 1 more. Amazing. Jump across here. And jump across here. Jumping everywhere. All good stuff. Great time. Love to see it. Jumping. Jump across here. And we're out to the outer ring, where we're going to run around to a better location in order to get to the next bit. Still going to need to jump across more. And then there's also the final bit of jumping across, but we will get to that momentarily. If we search the doll here, it's got blood, ash, dark liquid. It's also made of old wood and cloth. This is a terrible doll we're making here. My goodness. Run around. This is such a large cavern that even with running it takes quite some time to get around. Before running existed, this would be quite the adventure. Although, to be fair, it's still quite the adventure. It would just be twice as long adventure. Wild stuff. Anyways. We need to search some half-soulless cages here. Jump over the bridge. Here we go. Search the cage. Right here. The man seems to be entranced. You search through the bottom of the cage. You find nothing. They try to bite you, but Clink's gauntlets protect you. Well, that's good. Search again. They're just in the cages, entranced. Creature empty of emotion. There's a lot of these guys up here. Although, to be fair, there's also a lot of the actual soulless down below, so can't be too surprised. Search here. Search through the bottom of the cage. And find Ivan's dove. Still get bitten, though. But we're protected. Crush up the dove's skeleton into dust and rub it into the doll. And that is that. So, with Ivan's doll completed, we just need to get to the middle. And then we win, I guess. That should be good. Alright. So yeah, the combat portion's not super difficult by any means. That's okay. That's okay. Only fell a couple times. We still have more opportunities to fall. Let's not get ahead of ourselves quite yet. Oh, we're not getting ahead of ourselves quite yet. We need to get down to the main temple here. So that means jumping across a bunch of stuff. Jump here. Let me jump here. Might be able to just go that way. Come this way around. Might have been better. Eh. We'll deal with it. Let's see if we can just finish this here. It might be a challenge. Also, here's some Disciples of Ivan. Of course, we need to jump again. And now we'll fight Disciple of Ivan. Get some Zamorak robes. Amazing. And jump across here. Whoop. And that gets us to the temple. We tried to open the door here. The doors refuse to open. Only followers of Zamorak may enter. Wield our Zamorak robes. Still not good enough. We need to be only wielding the Zamorak robes. So that means we need to make some space. We can drop the history, the book, the rope, the spade, the plank. Eat a pizza. Drop one of the other lobsters. And that looks good. Don't mind losing any of this stuff, so that's fine. Just need to get on in. Open the large doors. You dare defy me? An imposter dares to join the damned, mortal. Use the doll. On the well. What's happening? It's dark. I'm falling. That went a little bit quicker. We got a lot of text to read here. I think we just lost some death runes on the ground. Alright. Here we go. You open the large doors. Ivan seems to sense danger. Who dares bring the witch's magic into my temple? His eyes fixate on you as he raises his arm. An imposter dares desecrate this sacred place? Home to the only true child of Zamorak. Join the damned, mortal. We looked at the doll unnecessarily. You throw the doll of Ivan into the pit. What's happening? It's dark here. So dark. I'm falling into the dark. What have you done? Ivan falls to his knees, clutching his throat. No! Ivan slumps motionless on the floor. A roar comes from the pit of the damned. The infamous Ivan has finally gone to rest. Amongst Ivan's remains, you find his staff and some runes. Suddenly, around you, rocks crash to the floor as the ground begins to shake. The temple walls begin to collapse in, and you're thrown from the temple platform. Down to here. My goodness. My goodness. We also grabbed Ivan's staff, which is pretty cool. And here's Koftik. Hi, Koftik. Traveler, where am I? I can't remember a thing. We were losing you to Ivan's influence. What? Of course, the voices. But they've stopped. What happened? Ivan's dead. I destroyed him. You've done well. Now we must inform the king. He'll have to send in some high mages to resurrect the Well of Voyage. Follow me. I'll lead you out. At last. I've had enough of caves. Koftik leads you back up through the winding caverns and back to the cave entrance. Way over here. Alright. So now we can leave. In our Zamorak robes. Wild. Alright. So let us go return to the king. And then we can see all of our rewards. Very exciting. Very cool. Just run back through here. The robes of Zamorak. Let's switch that back out. Looking better. Looking slightly less menacing, I suppose. Open the wall door here. It's a wall and a door. Delightful. And back into the castle. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Everything's great. Running around. Nice to be back outside again. No more crazy voices in my head. Evil pits to fall in. It's all quite the thing. Quite the thing out there. Talk to King Lathis. The traveler returns. Any news? Indeed. The quest is complete, Lathis. I've defeated Ivan and his undead minions. Incredible! You are a truly awesome warrior. Now we can begin to restore the Well of Voyage. Once our mages have resummoned the well, I will send a band of troops led by yourself to head into the western mainland and stop Tyrus. I will be ready and waiting. Your loyalty is appreciated, traveler. Quest complete. We get 5 quest points, some agility and attack experience, which obviously is slightly different than what it would have been. Got 3,000 agility instead of 3,100. That's about right. And 3,000 attack experience instead of 3,550. So, close enough. We also got Ivan's staff. We got the runes dropped on the floor and then teleported out of the area, so that's gone. And Clink's gauntlets, which is always fun. And that got us 62 attack. Fancy. That's the requirement for the Ring of Vigor. Neat. And here we've got Ivan's staff. It's a very interesting item, for sure. In RuneScape Classic, this would allow you to cast the Ivan's Blast spell 25 times, which obviously is not a lot. And then every 25 casts, you need to return to one of the wells down in the underground pass to get 25 more charges. So, needless to say, not the most effective weapon. In current year, the Ivan staff is a level 50 magic staff, which is pretty cool. Much stronger than any other magic weapon we have available. So that's nice. Doesn't have any runes. That's okay. And there's also a few problems with it. If we want to get rid of it, we can get it back by going all the way through the underground pass, killing Disciples of Iben until they drop a broken one, and then getting it repaired for 200,000 coins, which is a lot. But level 50 staff, pretty good. I don't think we really need that, honestly. So, probably just going to get rid of it. I don't think we have much use of magic right now. And we'd also still need to purchase just copious amounts of air runes to really make any use of it. And that is expensive. As a level 50 weapon, it's getting to the point where it actually could be useful and be better experience fighting other things instead of just chickens. But as it is an inventory space, and an even better and cheaper staff is coming in the near future, I'm not too worried about it. So we're just going to drop that on the floor here. Hopefully nobody comes along and just scoops up this powerful staff of an evil, resurrected Black Knight, self-proclaimed son of Zamorak business. No, that's probably fine. We are off on much more not that adventures next time. Goodbye.